Yeah. Pop that in. There you go. Yes, I'm out. Gosh, it has been a while. What a scorching day we've got today. I'm very unbushcrafty in the way I'm dressed. I'm just dressing for the weather because, oh, I mean, look at this. That's just with not so much of a walk-in really. I haven't been wild camping for some time. In fact, I'm not putting the videos out quite as quickly as I'd like to. I think during the pandemic, when I was kind of on furlough for most of it actually, I had all this time and I could put video out after video. Even during the lockdown part, I could do stuff in the garage and make stuff. But now I'm back to work full time, it's really sort of hit me quite hard. It's great to be at work, but it's hit the sort of YouTube side of things, which is a bit annoying, but as to be expected. But I'm out, that's the main thing, and hopefully give you quality rather than quantity. I've been shown another part of Permission Woodland that I've been allowed to use. I'm so grateful. It's by a stream, actually the same stream that I usually use but some considerable distance downstream. Another lovely flat sort of leafy glade bit amongst trees, and I'm nicely in the shade, and it's quite cool now, which is good because crikey, it was warm during that walk-in. But I'm out and it's absolutely brilliant. What I'm going to do is obviously a wild camp, got some newish equipment, some equipment I haven't showed on camera, which I'm looking forward to sharing with you. As usual, going to do a nice bit of cooking, hopefully this evening and in the morning, and just really enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy it with me. Do keep your eyes peeled on this video, because I've been a bit sneaky, because every so often you're going to see things like this. And there's our winner number one. If you watch the last video, you'll know what I'm talking about. So I've got 7 more winners that will pop up at times during this video. Thank you very much. That was for the 10,000 subscribers celebration, which I'm still over the moon about. Looking forward to getting lots more. Please do the usual like, subscribe, tell people about the videos if you think you know people that like this sort of thing. And yeah, let's get on with it. I'll show you a few things that I'm going to be using this evening. This is the first thing. It's the Gossamer Gear The One tent, and I was very pleased to get this. Bought it back from the States, so it was under my sort of money allowance, and also saved obviously duty, postage, that sort of thing. I have used it. It's really lightweight. I wouldn't say it's a 4-season tent by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a really nice fair weather tent, and I don't think I'd use it in high winds. Dan Jones off wildcampinglife.uk on Instagram has just used his for the Cleveland Way, and yeah, he reckons he did maybe pitch it a bit tight, but he's got quite a lot of damage on it in some high-ish winds. So I'd say it's a fair weather tent, but the main thing about this is it's less than 500 grams. That is everything in there, including tent pegs, and you just need a couple of trekking poles or to cut down some sort of green wood to, I think that's 125 centimetres. So that's the Gossamer 110, which I'm looking forward to using. I'm going to be having an open-ish fire. I'm well aware of the fact that we've had some really hot weather and it would be irresponsible to have a big open fire. So what I'm going to do is contain it in one of these, and I don't know if you've seen them. You can get them in Morrison's, which is one of our sort of supermarket chains. I suppose you can get them in lots of supermarket chains, but it's actually a salad sort of drainer and spinner, and it just opens up like that. You can see I've already used it, and it works perfectly as a little contained fire. So I'm going to build up some rocks so I'm off the ground, put this on it, and just use some small bits of, there's loads and loads of dead standing dry wood here, and then I'm going to cook on top of it using, gosh, we've got loads of gear this time, stand by, call that. Yeah, here we go. This is just a grill that I think I got on eBay some time ago, but I've attached 4 skewers to it like that. You can see. And I'm going to just put that in the ground above that cooker there, and that should work nicely for being able to do the cooking that I'm doing this evening. I bought this just recently. I haven't unwrapped it yet, so that'll be a journey with you. It says it's no pump up, no hand pumps, no stand pumps, and no sitting on the toilet. No idea. No sitting on it. But anyway, looking forward to trying that out. I've got my Thermarest. I never know what the models are here, but this is the yellow one, which is more for summer and fair weather use. I'm sure there'll be lots of items that I haven't talked to you about, but this was the other one that I'm going to be using. This is the first knife that I made. I didn't make the blade, but yeah, it's a hidden tang knife. I made a really poor job, I think you can see in there, of aligning the blade, and I over sanded the handle, but it's a little beauty. These Mora blades, I stropped it last night and it's so sharp. It's just got the brass, I can't remember what these are called, but it's got a couple of spacers in there, colourful spacers. These Mora blades are incredibly sharp, and I made the sheath for it, and I was just keeping it in the cupboard. I do not use it because it was just so sort of special, being the first knife I've ever made, and I just thought, don't be silly. It's a functional piece of equipment and should use it, so I'm going to be using it on this camp. got my enlightened equipment quilt. I mean, it does go down to -6 this thing, but it's roasting, and I'm going to just drape it over me really to keep the ghosts away rather than needing any warmth from it. I'll just give that a chance to loft up again. Let's have a look at this thing. Oh, it is, you do inflate it. Yeah, it's just got a little inflation nozzle there. I'm sure that button's for the deflate, but Decathlon is where I got it from, and already it just feels nicer than that. What make was it? Trekology? Yeah, that's it. It's just got a nicer feel to it, nicer shape. The Trekology one's got sort of an oval with an indentation on it, and I already think that feels much nicer. So fingers crossed. This is perfect. I think it's a flattened molehill, and I've just got 3 rocks out of the stream, and that keeps it nicely away, even though this would be perfectly safe to have the fire. And I can just contain it there, get my little grill over the top, and we should be cooking. What I'm going to cook up tonight is a Chinese chicken curry. My family sometimes think I'm mad when we get a takeaway and I go for the curry option, but I really do like Chinese curries, and I discovered this in a sort of Asian supermarket near where I go to work at Heathrow, and yeah, I like the look of it. It's a concentrated sort of peanut Chinese curry sauce, as it says. You mix it with water, and I've got some coriander and so on to put in with the chicken afterwards. I've got some boiled in the bag rice, chicken stock cube, just to give it the water a little bit more oomph, and yeah, quite simple. Looking forward to it. So yeah, a little bit of coriander at the end, and to spice it up I've got some bird-eye chilies as well. Cooling down nicely, and I think before I light the fire actually I'm gonna just make myself a cup of tea, and I've been keen to use this little stove that I made. I did a video in my very early YouTube days of how to make one of these. It's got a little false wall in it so that the mess vaporizes, the vapor goes the other side of the wall and out of these jets, and hopefully, I haven't used it for ages, but you can see that I have used it. It's got a bit sooty. So yeah, if you want to learn how to make one of those, then check out the video. I'll put it up in the top right of your screen there. I'm learning this now, top right. So, ooh, mess all over my hand now. I've got to be careful there. And we'll cheat with the lighting of this, but we'll try and use a tinder bundle for the fire. Right. No wind to speak of, so I don't need any windshield.
Now the principles of getting a fire made with just some charcloth here and a flint and steel is having things ready. I've got the sort of tinder bundle, not quite convinced how dry. It looks pretty dry, and in the middle of it there I can almost turn it into a powder, which is what you want. And when that's taken, you've got to be ready. Obviously I'm going to put that on the little fire pit that I've made, and I've got some primary sort of kindling here, quite thin stuff, which I'm very gently put on top, making sure there's plenty of airflow, and then you gradually work up to the bigger sticks, and everything being dry is pretty essential. One of the things I keep in my little tin bundle here, tinder bundle bag made by Ed from Woodland Crafts. If you haven't been to his channel, then you should. He's a great guy. Is this jute twine sometimes helps the spark as well. If I use my my homemade knife, look at that butter. Get a couple of bits of that, and then separate the threads of it. That should help it a little bit. So it's getting everything ready and in anticipation for that first flame. So there you go, just fluff up that twine a little bit, and I just got that from, I think it was one of these, it's called Yorkshire Trading here where I live, but it'd be anything like B&M, those sorts of bits out of gardening departments. You just need one of these sparks to, there you go, you see that? I'll bring that up closer. And I'll pop that in the bundle and just bury that in there. There. On goes my pan. Just for the moment thought I might have bought paraffin as opposed to cooking oil, but no, we're alright, not cooking oil. In goes the chicken. Well, anyway, nicely, I'm just using my meths burner now to get some water on the boil for the boiling the bag of rice. Yeah, it's coming together nicely. And this little fire is working brilliantly. Some of these. Going in. Right, I'm going to try some of this curry sauce now. That's what it looks like. I don't know how much to put in, but impression it's very strong, so I think that'll do it. Oh, who knows? There you go. And now some water. I'm not sure if a chicken stock cube will be a bit over the top, so I'll probably put half of this in. Because I think that not even half, just a sprinkling. That's as much as I've put in. Chicken curry with chilies in the UK heat wave of 34 degrees as it's been today. Well, that's what you get with me. Mustn't forget the coriander. Don't let me forget the coriander. I'm going to take this boil in the bag rice out. Use the water for a cup of tea. I didn't even film the best bit. I'm plating this up, but I've been so long out of this game that I'm just getting used to my camera again and so on. But there you go, we've got the boil in the bag rice, absolutely loads of it. Lovely chicken curry, which smells fantastic. We've got some coriander, I even want a bit more than that on. There we go. And I'm looking forward to trying that.
There you go, Chinese chicken curry with chili and coriander. I can't wait. Hot. Oh, that is so good. Just how I imagined, just how I wanted it. Better. You just don't expect to be able to replicate the experts, and sometimes with the ingredients that you can get these days, you just can. You saw how simple that was. Gosh. That is one of the nicest camp cooks I've done, if not, I won't say it's the nicest, because I always love what I cook, because it's just appreciative of being out and doing a wild camp cook. But I think together with the fact that I've had a load of illness, I haven't been out wild camping for absolutely ages, and I've finally done it, and I've cooked something that's really delicious. I think I enjoy this the most out of any, because it's just been a little bit of a tough road the last few months. So here we go. I will get on with this. I'll finish it, I'll tell you that. Do a bit of a camp clear up, and I'll speak to you later. Every single mouthful of that got the old Richard groan, you know, that I'm glad no one else is around. They just, you know, me screaming with every mouthful. It was just that good. Mouth's burning a bit though. Which is good. I've got plenty of water. I'll be needing a lot of that, I think. Oh, I just can't believe I'm out again. I'm loving it. Near mine, it's only 7:30, but I'm in a t-shirt, and you listen to the stream behind me there, just spot on. I hope you're watching so far. The winners, well done. I don't know how many of you I've shown so far, because I'll be doing it in the edit, but should we just put another one up now? There you go. Well done. Great. I haven't done anything to the camp. I've just been sitting here enjoying the food, obviously, enjoying the sound of the stream, enjoying the peace and quiet, and just so grateful. But I must tidy up before it gets too dark. The sun's still pretty high though, which is good, and yeah, I'll probably have a hot drink, and then don't know what to do with myself really. I've got some podcasts, bit of YouTubing. I haven't been watching much YouTube because I just haven't had the time, so I'll do a bit of that, and probably speak to you from the tent. cleared up the camp and I've got everything ready for the morning. It's just been great. I'm now having my dessert, some chocolate peanuts, had a hot drink, and I'm just going to chill out for another hour, 8:15, enjoy the sounds of the evening, and then get to bed. I've got the tent nice and ready now. Got a bottle of water in my filter to have in the night, because definitely that Chinese will make me thirsty. It was really tasty, but I think there's quite a lot of salt in it. So I'll leave you now until the morning. I know I keep saying it's fabulous, but you know, hopefully if some of you are watching aren't wild campers and thinking about it, I can't, you know, I'd like to grab hold of my head, take it off and put it on your shoulders to give you the feeling that I've got of complete serenity at the moment. It does a lot for the mind. I've got a couple of really good friends at the moment, more than two actually, on Instagram stroke YouTube, that have made contact with me, having a really hard time with mental health, and they're not alone. You know, I've had a fair share of it myself and need things like this just to get my head straight. So enough from me. I'll get into my tent a little later, hopefully get a good sleep, and I'll speak to you in the morning. Good morning, and another fantastic day, not a cloud in the sky. Really good sleep actually. Took a while to get to sleep, but it was my own fault because I was just watching, I don't know, bits of Instagram, YouTube and so on, and just enjoying listening to the stream and so on. The first time I looked at my watch this morning, it was 8:05. It's just the longest sleep I've had for ages. I've got the fire going. It's warm, I don't need it for warmth, so I'm going to cook on it. And just this morning, pretty simple, another one of these Versabags, but I'm going to cook up some pork and tomato sausages. There's a little bit of a story behind them, and that Peter, my good friend that gets me the permission to use this piece of land, he was invited to visit a pig that had gone feral from a sty sometime and was living in the woods in another county actually, and it started to get a bit aggressive and it was scaring people and children and chasing people and that sort of thing. So my friend Peter was invited to turn it into sausages, which he did. So this pig's been sort of foraging on just natural stuff around the woods and so on for some time, and I've got some of the produce from it, so it didn't go to waste. And these are, I think I just said pork and tomato. He did all sorts of other mixtures, and they're fantastic. I took quite a few off him, so I'm going to cook those up, and yeah, ready for a nice breakfast. I don't know if it needs any of this tomato sauce actually, because they are pork and tomato, but look at those. Oh. It's fantastic. Didn't die in vain. Or chase all those children. But you know, this pig, it spent a year foraging in sort of forest land like this actually, and so it's eating sort of natural stuff, which makes all the difference, and these are just delicious. too much of a good thing. I'm going to get this camp tidied up now, make sure I just about leave no trace. I'm going to leave this spare wood that I've got here because it's absolutely private land, no footpaths, and my brother and I are coming down here in just a few days to do a camp together, so we're going to need that wood, so there's no point in throwing it to all corners of this little glade area and then having to retrieve it, so we'll keep that there, but otherwise I'll give everything a good tidy and have a chat with you before I go. Well, that's me done now. I've tidied up the fire, I've thrown the rocks in the water, I've got rid of any signs of the ash, so it's just that flattened molehill that's left now. There's no scarring of the grass around. I mean, it's pretty dry anyway, so there's quite a lot of brown grass, so it doesn't look as though I've had a fire. I was really careful about that. And yeah, I'll be off. It's been fantastic, it's been a long time. There will be slightly longer gaps for the moment between my videos. I don't know those of you that have been following me on Instagram, but I'm training for an Ironman triathlon at the moment, which is it's a 2.4 mile swim followed by 112 mile bike and then a full 26 mile marathon, which will be which is taking up quite a lot of my time training. So if I am doing that where I'm out of the house for quite a few hours at a time and then trying to go camping, then I've got to be a bit fair on Mrs. Outdoors and the family because I'm quite fond of her and them. So I'll be on my way and very much look forward to seeing you again. Those of you that noticed your winners in the draw, well done. My email is richard@richardoutdoors.com, and that's on the description below as well. But please do like, subscribe if you've enjoyed the video. Could do with some more subs, it would be brilliant. But I'll see you again.